Gentlemen, hello and welcome back from the MLG offices in New York City. Axel Toss and Axel F here. I haven't given a shout out to the Twitch chat in a while, so I got to do that really quick. Black Patron, CG893, Sishuaku, TRG Creepy, Fezzy, Mirage, Fox, that's a cool name. Artistan SC2, Sweffimo, Lou Sober, Kapaling, Puggy Dude. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being awesome, and I hope you continue to enjoy this amazing tournament. Of course, you're watching the XMG Pro Invite. It's currently the finals. We're live in a best of 5 between Strelok and San. Strelok currently down. He's got some work to do.
That's right. That first game, basically the Oracle won that game for the most part.
Yeah.
It did so much damage, and Strelok just was unable to actually develop his army and build a competitive force. But here we are in Game 2 on Belshir Vestige. Of course, here in the bottom right-hand location, representing Na'Vi, we have the green Terran Strelok. It is the best of 5.
Yep.
So it's not match point quite yet.
Oh.
But up 1-0. In the upper left-hand location of Belshir Vestige, representing Western Wolves, we have the blue Protoss San.
Trying to piece together who people are supporting. Looks like Sushaku in the chat saying, let's go San. And we have SRJB saying, go Mech. So it looks like he's going to be supporting Strelok. Who are you supporting, Mr. Nick?
You know what? I'm supporting Siege Tanks.
I'm supporting StarCraft 2.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing.
StarCraft 2 is great.
Yeah.
StarCraft 2 is pretty amazing here. But what we do have here, San going for just a pretty standard opening. He's scouting fairly early. And I think that's because Strelok went for that gas first build, and he wants to know if Strelok is doing that again, if he should worry about Hellions coming at him really quickly, because those first 2 Hellions did some good damage. And it kind of worked out for him. Just the fact that his Oracle is able to do so much more damage. But, you know, going forward, he can't always rely on Oracle doing so much damage.
Of course, want to give a shout out to One Ton Gorilla from the MLG.TV/SE2 Twitter chat we got going on there. He says, wow, the quality of the stream at MLG.TV is excellent. Well done. Thank you, One Ton Gorilla, for your comment. Again, if you want to check out the Twitter chat, head on over to MLG.TV/SC2. Of course, I'm wondering if we're going to see, yep, there's a Stargate. There's a Stargate from San.
That's right. He said, you know what?
There it is.
Oracle went, uh-oh, look at this, though. And this is something Terran players have been doing a lot on this map. It's such a common proxy location. Just check for it. All right, just send a Marine. Look for it. And, you know, he's got it early enough at this point. The question is, do you keep rallying Marines there? And, like, he could definitely kill the pylon before the Stargate gets up.
Rogue's going to be annoying.
Yeah, well, the Marine will just, Marine on hold position or whatever will just. Yeah, okay, it's going to second pylon. Yeah, that's smart.
Get away, probe.
So he's going straight to factory. This is interesting. The Marine should go home now. He should have a good sense of the stalker timing if he stays there too long.
Right.
And every Marine on defense can be huge. Now, it's interesting that he didn't go for eBay. Most Terrans just throw it on an eBay. Okay, now he's getting to eBay, but will that be up in time? Now, if he can get out 6 Marines, 6 Marines can keep that Oracle at bay, but he also, okay, then you can raise the depots to make sure that the Stalker can't get in. And the Stalker can shoot at your depots for a while. It's not a big deal. He's got 5 Marines right now, 2 more on the way. The Oracle, I think he'll have 7 by the time the Oracle comes out, and that should be enough to keep it at bay.
Okay, we'll see. Remember, San is very fancy with his micro. He's just going to go attack the Marine. Take it on 1, take it on 2, take it on 3, take it down 4. The Marines are saying, stay alive. 2 popping out. The Oracle gets taken out, and Strelok, he's going to be... Oh, there's a stalker at the front door.
Yeah, and it's also important to note that...
There's another Oracle coming.
Yeah.
He can't make Marines fast enough.
But he can make a missile turret fast enough. Although that missile turret is interestingly positioned. I'm surprised he didn't put it up a bit more.
Yeah.
He should be able to hold the front.
There's a Widowmine, too.
Yeah, the Widowmine should actually be going here. It shouldn't be worrying about the front. The Marines can handle the front.
Yeah, put the Widowmine where you would expect the
Oracle
like
right here.
to swoop on in here.
We'll see. Actually, the Oracle is going to the front. Marines have got to be careful here. But more and more Marines are coming, and there's a Nexus behind us from San. Here's a starport, so Strelok's standing on 1 base. No expansion just yet.
Oh.
These Marines are playing with fire. They want to try to get the Oracle to use its energy and then back away to the Widowmine is what the Marine goal is.
Another Widowmine scuttling up there.
Yeah, and that might be enough that the Stalker has to just...
Widowmine leapfrogging. Like to see that.
This Widowmine going to go right here? Yes, he is. Tricksy little Widowmine.
Stalker, be careful. Nice to move the other one up. Yep.
He's just slowly
crawling. Good. I like it.
Yeah, why not? Of course, you can repair the Widowmines with SCVs as well. Meanwhile, there's a medevac being built, so there could be some drop counterattacks. The Stargate is now idle. Oracle. Stalker's going to go home, which I think is smart because I think he's realized that Strelok is on one base, and Strelok sees the Nexus. So now the burden is on to San to defend. But look at this. He already has a cannon halfway done. I'm liking his defensive position so far. It's looking pretty good. And still no command center from Strelok. I'm really curious as to...
He's been so delayed by the
But
Oracle.
actually, this is a lot of troops.
Does he have a second medevac? No.
No, he's building a
second
Viking.
medevac would have been a little bit interesting.
Here comes the Oracle coming into the main missile turret.
And that's why the turret is there.
Yep. He might be able to pick off 1 or 2 SUVs on gas.
Oh.
There's 4 Marines. He should be able to kill those. I'm surprised Strelok actually went after it with 4 Marines. But as is, it's actually just going to continue to do so much damage. Look how good he is with the Oracle.
The Viking's about to pop out. 1 shot. 2 shots.
Oh!
Barely not able to get out alive. And San loses those Oracle. So this game versus last game, I like Strelok's position a lot better. I mean, he already has he never got a starport last game or something. It was very delayed. But this game, he's got the starport, he's got the medevac.
Here's the problem though. These numbers look good for San, right?
Correct.
And San expanded so much faster than Strelok. So economically, he's 14 workers ahead.
Okay.
And that's because Strelok was on one base for the whole game. So he's double expanding now, but Strelok really wants to get some damage done. He needs...
I think it's possible.
There's cannons everywhere, man. Okay, he's taking this ramp. He's going to force out a photon overcharge.
Bro, a couple with a mine.
And now he's coming. Actually, wait, can he do this?
Yeah.
There's no photon overcharge on the natural. If
Careful.
he just pulls all his units here,
yeah.
can he just go in and just run in with the Widow Mines and the Marines?
Yep.
There's only 1 cannon.
Okay.
I don't see what stops him.
Widow Mine's going to inch their way forward. I'd burrow one of those. Oh,
Yeah, I think he could just bullet his way in there, honestly, with the medevac and that many Marines.
Put a command center down behind this. He has cloak on the way, too.
Yeah, he has a 3rd command center being built as well. So I don't think he only got like 1 probe kill there, though. Yeah, he got a scout probe and then that one there. So not really what he wanted to get done. And there's observers, there's stalkers. This is not an easy situation for Strelok. His production isn't too great either. Now, he's going Cloak Banshee, which is kind of interesting because he saw there were cannons in the worker lines. So, I mean, at least he knows there's no potential Phoenix to shut down the Banshee. He did kill the Stargate. Scan goes down from Strelok.
Strelok is kind of all over the place, which I'm not necessarily against.
Observer, that's what it was.
I'm not necessarily against him being all over the place. But the question is, can all these investments, can he make them worth it?
Yeah.
Oh, burrow with a mine.
I think he was trying to get to the 3rd base.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things with Strelok, because he's all over the place, he only has 3 production buildings. He has 1 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport.
Yep.
And look at San's production. He's got like...
Lots of gateways.
Yeah, and he has a robo. Banshee's getting some damage. Got 2 probes. I mean, even in a siege tank.
I kind of like mid-game Banshees.
Yeah, I do too.
Game. They can be very annoying.
I just think Strelok needs some more units.
Yeah.
Like, this could be a repeat last game where Strelok just has, like, no units. So
it's like a bunker at the natural. And San is just extending his advantage, taking a 3rd pretty fast, realizing that his opponent is investing a lot into this other stuff. He might not necessarily have the biggest force, so he doesn't have to worry as much about an assault onto his 3rd base, so he can take that fairly quickly. That's pretty fancy.
yeah,
At the watchtower with a Cloak Banshee.
and yeah, I love how he's trying to fight for the watchtowers. He had Widow Mines there earlier. Strelok cleaned those up, and now the Banshee comes in. And 1-on-1, the Banshee, even if there's an observer, can push a Stalker away pretty easily. We see Strelok is going mech, so hopefully we'll see a better idea of how good tanks are this game. Adding more factories. Strelok is behind, though, so he needs to find a way to extend the game and try to catch back up because he's definitely in a rough spot right now.
All right, Probe going to be scouting the progress of that 3rd base. You know, he did this against Morrow. I know it's mildly similar as far as there are places you can stick tanks that can be very annoying.
If he crosses the map, I mean, Strelok or Sam would just attack move with another Zealot Warp in. And
I think he's not necessarily intending to attack. He's just creating a threatening presence to keep San back home and allow him some room to get a 3rd base.
I kind of like that, actually, as long as he cannot get caught out with this army. Because this army is not very big, and if he loses it, this is hard. These are very expensive units. 2 Banshees, a Raven, 4 siege tanks.
These are the units you don't want to trade. Like when you play Bio, you're okay trading some Marines as long as you keep the medevacs alive. When you're going mech, you kind of the whole idea is they're very expensive units, so you can't really afford to build them unless they're like Hellions or Hellbats.
And, you know, San looks like he's going for a very similar attack
Does he have
to
any
last game.
Hellbats?
No, he has no Hellbats. He has nothing to tank for this army.
I'm scared.
Yeah, and he doesn't have very many siege tanks either. If you look at
scared.
army values, San is extremely ahead, and a lot of his army is over here in the drop.
Okay.
Here we go, coming from two sides.
He has a Banshee. He's looking for observers too, which is kind of cool. He also has a Raven, so he can take down observers with that Viking. So the Cloaked Banshees can be really good. But his SCV middle line is getting ravaged. A Marine drop going to be happening in the natural expansion. Couple tanks falling, and those are the units you do not want to lose. And now the Banshee's coming in here to try to help out. But here comes more reinforcements from San, advancing up this natural expansion ramp. There's the Cloak. There's a scan looking for observers. There is no observers, so the Cloaked Banshee going to do a lot of damage from above, but the tanks are getting taken out, and San's going to be kind of okay with that trade. Of course, there's the observer now, but he's out of stuff that shoots up.
He was able to get one of the Banshees, which really depletes the damage output on those Immortals. And, you know, even though San may be forced back here, the damage is just insane. Zealots in the third base, and it's kind of repeated last game where Strelok just falls too far behind early on. I want to see him play a game on equal terms going into the mid game, because I don't know if this attack would work.
There's a Hellbat.
Except for the fact that San just pulling so far ahead into opening parts of the game.
Yeah, this is too much stuff. 2 Immortals, a bunch of Zealots. Strelok throwing down the GG, having trouble coming up with an answer to San in this best of 5. So San's going to go up 2-0. And both these games are a little bit familiar as far as San getting pretty comfortable leads in the early game, just getting a lot of momentum, and then just carrying that momentum into the mid game.
Yeah, and you know the thing is sometimes Terrans can turtle up to get through that mid game hurdle if you fall behind.
Yep.
But to turtle up, that involves buildings or bunkers or some type of wall. And in both the games we've seen, it's Strelok just putting tanks with nothing in front of them just out there. And if you have enough tanks, that can work, like a big siege line. But if it's 4 tanks against like 3 Immortals, 2 Archons, 4 Zealots, 2 Sentries, you know,
It's just going to roll over.
Yeah, they
as long as you can get up close.
Yeah, 4 tanks cannot beat 50 supply in any matchup.
Yeah,
and especially not against Immortals.
You know, I like the creativity that Strelok is going for.
Yeah.
But he needs to, he needs to piece it together a little bit better. Maybe you gotta have something in front buffering. You gotta have something in the front lines.
Or just like he delayed his expansion for so long that game. As soon as he saw the Stargate, I was like, oh, he'll just throw down eBay command center, build a missile turret, and he'll be ahead economically, right? But he really invested in all these. He made a ton of Widow Mines, and he tried to do this attack.
Yep.
And the attack maybe almost did something, but San's defense was too good.
San is looking pretty darn good. He's up 2-0 in this best of 5, guys. You're watching the finals of the XMG Pro Invite, a tournament featuring 8 professional players. We're down to 2, Strelok and San, and of course, this tournament also featuring potential balance changes that Blizzard is considering placing into Heart of the Swarm. So guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Game 3 of Strelok versus San.